Well, Berlin itself became a hotbed for Cold War ideological conflict after World War II. When the Allies divided up Germany in order to occupy it in the post-war era, the Soviet Union had oversight over East Berlin, and the United States and the British had West Berlin. The Berlin Wall itself doesn't actually come into existence until 1961. It becomes a much more elaborate exhibit, so that people essentially can't get out of East Berlin to West. Capitalism and communism could not peacefully coexist.
People on either side of this wall, there's people facing different hardships, and notoriously through art history, humans have always wanted to make a mark.
What the Berlin Wall is changes over the course of time. So from 61 till its destruction in 1989, the wall changes quite frequently, and it goes from being a simple wall to being actually a significant structure.
15 feet tall, it had a little, it had barbed wire on top, it had a little rounded, what you call a little top on it where you couldn't clamber over it, although people did get over it in various ways.
You see this whole conceptual development. We've got these well thought out compositions that are graffitied, painted, spray painted onto streets and walls and these different surfaces. I think a lot of the images that I saw on the wall had like fists breaking through the wall, or hammers, almost like visually tearing down the wall, or like a car breaking through, and then lots of images of faces. So I think that kind of takes away maybe from the oppression of the wall and changes this confinement that's been placed on you, and now it's like we're gonna make it our own. We're gonna tear it, metaphorically tear it down by painting something on it.
I was there one time in 1972, and we went through the former East, through the checkpoints and through the former East Germany to Berlin. Went through the checkpoints there. I remember. This sounds like a cliche, but I remember walking down to the wall with my friends, my German teammates, and we walked up to see one of these little observation towers they had on the west side, and just looking over into the former East Berlin. And it sounds like a cliche, but it was really like you were in a world that was in color, in Technicolor, and everything over there was black and white. It was that dramatic and just seemed very stark and scary.
President Reagan, as a symbol of strength and leadership from our country, was able to begin to solidify the public perception that the wall should be brought down.
It looked very permanent. If you had told me in 1988 that the wall was going to be down the next year, I would have said you're crazy. I remember reading an article in one of their weekly newspapers where Helmut Schmidt, who was the Chancellor of Germany in the 70s, said he thought that by the year 2010 there would be a gradual liberalization of relations between the two Germanys, and maybe by the year 2050 there would be reunification. And I remember telling my wife, I said, that's crazy, that guy's cockeyed optimist, and then the next year it was all gone. It was just crazy.